Hey ladies, welcome to one of the first Inspire for Women test workouts. It's just a test. One real quick thing I wanted to point out before you start, just that will make your experience different in the program that I'm designing compared to this workout today, is that in the Inspire for Women workout program, my plan is for you to learn one new exercise a week before then incorporating it into a workout, so that, like, for instance, today we might have like 6 to 7 movements, and you may never have done any of them, and that could feel kind of overwhelming, like when you just jump into the workout today. But in the program, that would never happen. You would always learn each new exercise, and only one new exercise would get added in a week, so that by the time you got to a workout, like you'll see today, you would have learned all of those movements at a prior time in a gradual way, so that when you do it, you feel confident and not intimidated. So that's the one thing I can't simulate here. But other than that, just try the workout. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments, because I'm still in the design phase of the workout program. So, there's lots of filming to do, and what I end up choosing to do will be somewhat based on some of the needs and goals and desires that you ladies have. All right, I hope you enjoy. Bye. Hi ladies, welcome to one of the first test Inspire for Women workouts. I just wanted to start out by saying hello from the video. I feel like this world's gotten so detached and robotic sometimes, and for lack of a better word, too professional. So we just wanted to say hello from behind the scenes before we got started. We're going to go ahead and start with our warm-up now, starting with some shoulder rolls towards our back. Just do several. And then we're going to move into some arm circles, starting small and then gradually making those circles larger and larger, really moving through the shoulder joint. Go ahead and reverse it. Once again, starting with small circles now towards our front, and then gradually making those circles larger and larger. Next, we're going to move into turning at our waist, keeping our hips facing forward, nice and still, and just turning at our waist, trying to get a little mobility in our spine, our thoracic spine. And then after we've done several of those, you're going to stretch your arms out and go ahead and let your hips move with you a little bit. We'll do a few hip circles both ways. If you can't figure out hip circles, don't worry about it. It's mostly just about moving through your hips. So however you can do that, just do a little bit of that. We'll be doing some lateral lunges today, so we're going to go ahead and do some shallow ones right now. You can gradually go deeper, warming up our quads, our inner thighs, and also our ankle mobility, getting that going. I always like to warm up my wrists, so just doing a few wrist bends. Then we're going to be warming up our shoulders. Use a very light weight, 1 to 3 pounds, or even just your hands, and you're going to just move your arms out to your sides and to your front. These are just side and front raises, getting those shoulders warmed up for the shoulder work we'll be doing today. Again, just do several. You don't need to count. The butterfly raise exercise is in the workout today, and so we're just kind of practicing that pattern of motion, bringing the arms out to the front of us where the elbows come to about elbow height, and then moving out to our sides. So just practice that motion once again with your light weight or no weight. We're going to bend at the hips to get a little bit of a stretch in our hamstrings. This is honestly one of my favorite warm-up movements. I don't know that we really need to warm up our hamstrings today because we're not actually doing hamstring work, but I just love this move, and I feel like it feels really good in my spine as well. Go ahead and step side to side, bending at the knees. We're going to just warm up those quads a little bit more. This is another one that feels really good on my legs. And then a little more mobility through the hip joint. Once again, just remember that ball and socket joint, just trying to move the thigh around in that hip joint. We're just about done with the warm-up. Now, this was a kind of a short warm-up. If you feel like you're not fully warmed up enough yet, there's 2 things you can do. One is to simply redo this warm-up one more time, or you can stop the video and just continue doing your own warm-up until you feel ready to work out. Our first exercise is a seated one. All you need are a couple light dumbbells. These are forearm figure eights. We'll be doing 8 reps each way. The goal of these is simply to flip the forearms so that you see each side of your forearm as you do the reps. So the idea is to try to draw a figure 8 on its side with the dumbbells. It's a little tricky to get the hang of, but mostly you kind of know you're doing the right thing if you see your forearm flip sides. So just kind of focus on that rather than whether or not you're drawing a beautiful 8. You're gonna go 8 reps, one direction, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip, which is what I do right here. You're gonna try to reverse the direction. Once again, we're still flipping the forearms, we're just reversing the direction now. I find that I have one way that feels easier to draw the 8 and one direction that feels a lot more challenging. But as long as you're flipping the forearm, you're working the muscles that we're trying to work. We're going to be moving on to the butterfly raise next, which will be working our deltoid shoulder muscles. For this, you might use just a little bit heavier weight than you used for the last exercise, somewhere in the 5 to 7 pound range. This will be standing. We're going to be doing 10 reps. And the butterfly raise is really just about having your arms bent about 90 degrees. And you're going to raise your arms up to the front of you with your elbows until they're about shoulder height. Your elbows at shoulder height. And then you will move the elbows out to your sides. And then just reverse it. So that's what the butterfly raise is. This is working the front of your shoulder and the side of your shoulder muscle. So it's just kind of a nice way to work both aspects of the shoulder there. Coming up next will be lateral lunges. If lateral lunges are new to you, not something you've done a lot, I recommend just doing them only with your body weight to start, no weights, which is what I'll be doing today. And if you're wondering why I'm just kind of hanging out in between exercises, it's because I believe in what's called the mosey factor. I believe in moseying between my exercises. That's how I work out at home. It's a lot less exhausting, and I find it works just fine. We're going to do 8 reps on each side for the lateral lunge. And again, if this is new to you, start with a shallow lunge. I want to just apologize right here. This is not the best angle. I had meant to record another set of me doing these facing you, and I just forgot. So I don't have that today. I'm sorry. But if you can, the one thing you can see from the side, which is really good, is you can see how my butt moves back. Or should I say bottom? Should I say butt on YouTube? I don't know. But yeah, your bottom should move behind you rather than the knee moving super forward. So that's one thing you can kind of see from the side. As you squat to the side like this, you want to really work on keeping your knee aligned with your foot. So you don't want your knee kind of caving inward or caving out. Just try to keep that knee over the foot. That's what's healthiest for the knee joint. Our next exercise coming up is what's called an incline lateral raise. What you'll need is just 1 dumbbell and a stability ball. Probably a good starting weight will be about 5 pounds for you. It's a pretty challenging position to do this exercise in. I like that it's different. If you don't have a stability ball handy, you can also do this movement standing, in which case you can use 2 dumbbells and do both arms at once and then just kind of hang out and laugh at us still working while you have a break. But if you do have your ball, you're going to go ahead and get in kind of a bit of a side plank position from your knees, as you see me here. And you want to support your neck with your hand so that your neck is in a neutral position and nice and comfortable. As you raise the dumbbell out to your side, you're going to lift the dumbbell until it's in line with your shoulder joint. So we're not lifting super high, but you can kind of see how it's going up to my shoulder joint there. We'll do 10 reps and then we'll switch sides and do 10 on the other side. You can just get your stability ball out of the way for the moment. We're going to actually grab a band. Position yourself somewhere where you can have a band to your side and something comfortable for your knees. We'll be in a kneeling position. If you're not comfortable on your knees, you can also do this movement standing as well. You'll just mount the band at about chest height from the side is your goal. This is a core exercise. It's going to be working, among other things, our oblique muscles. And the goal here is simply to basically stay in place as we push our arms out and in. Try not to let the band pull our spine into rotation. We're going to do 10 reps on each side. So all we do is press the hands out and hold for 3 to 5 seconds and then pull the hands back in. You want to really have your core muscles engaged while you do this. And the longer you hold it out in front of you, that's when your muscles are doing the hardest work. I'm not holding it super long for this set, but that's totally your choice for what you'd like to do. Now you're going to switch sides, which for you should be as easy as simply turning around. For me, I don't really want to give you a butt shot right now, so I had my son go on the other side of me so that I could have the band pulling from the other way. We definitely want to work both sides of those core muscles. So again, go for 10 reps. Now coming up is going to be a bodyweight squat using a stability ball, and all you need is a wall or something to lean against with that ball. We'll be doing 12 reps of these squats. Hello! You will probably see some silly things that I'll do now and then. I do have a silly bone in my body. Just ask my husband and son, who probably get annoyed with it at times, but can't really help it. This exercise we're calling the ball on the wall squat, or in this case, ball on a tree squat. You're going to be actually leaned at a slight angle with your body against the ball. The ball should be around your low back area, and then as you squat down, it'll kind of rise up to your thoracic spine. As you squat, you'll notice my knees are staying over my ankles rather than coming forward over my toes. This is an excellent squat for anyone who has knee issues. We should really call this the knee issue squat because it just helps take the pressure off the knees while still really getting a great quad workout. As you wrap up, try not to fall off the ball as I just about did. Our next exercise is all you're going to need is a mini band and another place to sit. And these are Shin Raises. So let me first show you how to do it and then we'll talk about why we're bothering. You're going to wrap the mini band twice around the middle of your foot. That will be our working leg. And then you'll put the other side of the mini band on your other foot and cross your legs. So the working foot is on top here. And all we're gonna do is dorsiflex the foot. So lift the foot up and try to keep the toes lifted throughout the exercise. And then just bending that ankle upwards. And that will be working the front of your muscle there, the shin muscle. We're gonna do both sides. And I forgot to say 10 reps of each. Sorry, you guys. You have to let me know if like me saying how many reps is important or like not important, because it is also on there visually. Let me know, okay? So anyway, go ahead and switch legs. But what I wanted to point out was like, why bother doing stuff like this? As we age, the muscles and joints of our lower legs, well, the muscles, they get weaker and our joints get stiffer. I probably don't have to tell you that. I'm already experiencing this, and you know, if you have it, you know. But so these muscles are important to strengthen as we get older. I mean, do you have issues with tripping like I do, stumbling over stuff? Well, being able to lift our foot up like that, it's gonna help with the not tripping thing. And just like that, we're back to forearm figure eights again. So remember, a light dumbbell seated, and we're just gonna go through all those same exercises another round here. 8 reps each direction for these. And remember, again, if you can't figure out the whole drawing an 8 shape, remember that it's really mostly about just flipping that forearm. If you're doing that, then you are working those muscles. I think I'm gonna go ahead and be a bit more quiet on this round and just let you enjoy the music. And I'll just kind of pop in here and there to let you know which exercise we're on and how many reps. Next up are the butterfly raises, and we're going to be doing 10 reps of those with a slightly heavier weight. Something in the 5 to 7 pound range is a good starting weight. Lateral lunges are coming up next. We're doing just body weight, and we'll be doing 8 reps on each side. You're going to grab your stability ball and one 3 to 5 pound dumbbell. We'll be heading back into those incline lateral raises, working our shoulders. We'll be doing 10 reps on each side. And remember, you can always just do this standing, do both arms at once, and then just get longer rest time, longer mosey time as I like to call it, which is always awesome. After you've had a little breather from this movement, we're going to be doing the Pallof Press again, the core exercise where we'll be on our knees or standing, if that's better for you, with a band pulling us from the side. So this time I tried to show you the exercise from a different angle from my side so that you can kind of see where I am in relation to the band. So when I'm on my knees here, or standing again, either way, but you'll see that the band is coming in a straight line to my hands when they're at my chest. So when I push them out to the front of me, then the band is more at a diagonal. You're gonna do 10 reps on each side. I'm so sorry, I keep forgetting to say the reps. If you don't have a band, you can do this with a dumbbell. I guess I should have told you that in the first round, but you can do this with a dumbbell. The muscle activation is a little different. I would say it's not quite as effective. There's no rotational pull, but the core muscles on the front will still be working because you'll be resisting the band pulling you forward. You're going to go ahead and grab your stability ball again and find a wall to lean against, and we'll be doing 12 of the ball on a wall squats. Stability squats is the boring name, and the funner version is the knee issue squat. That's what I like to call it. Just another little pointer on this, 12 reps, did I say that? You are leaned back a little bit. I did mention that the first round, but when you squat, as far as how far your feet are out from the wall, you can gauge by seeing where your knee is when you're in the bottom of the squat. So if your knee ends up being kind of more behind your ankle, then you want to bring your feet in a bit closer to the wall. And if your knees are coming forward over your toes more, then you want to pull your feet, further from the wall. We're ready for the Shin Raises again. So just your mini band and a place to sit. We'll be doing 10 reps on each leg and wrapping that mini band once or twice around the middle of your foot for the working leg. It really just depends on the tension on the band and how big the mini band is. The goal is really just to feel some tension on the band before you have lifted your foot. And then, of course, that tension will increase, and it should be doable so that you can fully dorsiflex your foot. So that finishes round 2 of the exercises. Now I am going to go through one more round. If you haven't done any working out in a while, stopping at 2 rounds is just fine, and you could stop right here today. Everything with exercise, in my mind, once you're over 40, like me, is about being very gradual about how we introduce things. So that is really important to me. I know because of how many injuries I have gotten over the last few years. usually because of jumping into things too fast and too much. So it's not the same, ladies, as when we're 20. Like back then I could just kind of be sedentary and then go for a 5-mile hike, but I can't do that anymore. I have to break into things gradually, and that is the way to strengthen our bodies without injury. So we're going to go ahead and do a third round for those of you who are up for it. But again, if you're new, just stop at the 2 rounds and call it good. If you want to see my little, behind the scenes vlogs we have at the end of the video, you can go ahead and forward to that. And just see that if you like. But we'll just go through this. And for those of you who are sticking around for the third round, or even if you're not, no, I guess yes, if you are, otherwise you wouldn't be seeing this. If you are sticking around for this third round, I'm going to kind of just play with not talking at all for this third round. You will see on the screen the movement and the reps that we're doing. Let me know if that's enough, or if you want me to continue telling you out loud, like, okay, here's our next movement and here's how many reps. So I'm just kind of curious to know what you think, or if being silent that final round is okay for you guys. Okay, I guess I lied a little. I am going to talk a little bit here. I have another question for you ladies. I don't know if you can tell, but on a few of these movements, it's the same footage. So like this one here at the lateral lunge, we ended up only shooting me doing 1 set, but we do 3 sets in a workout, right? And I've been trying to play with whether or not to actually do all 3 sets of all the movements in every workout, or 4 or whatever it is we're doing, or putting, the same set for the second and third rounds. What's your honest opinion? My struggle is that I'm trying to figure out how to make the number of workouts that I have in mind for the Inspireful Women workout, which is actually hundreds to cover a period of years where they're all totally unique. But just the fact that I'm not only human, but I have a chronic illness. And so just like what's involved in doing these takes so much energy. And here I'm at probably 8,000 or 9,000 feet of elevation in this spot where there's less oxygen. And so it's just, I was so tired at the end of this. And I'm just, I don't want to take 15 years to make the program for you guys. So I'm just a little bit like trying to play with, okay, what are the things that are important and what are the things that aren't? So yeah, my question is just, how do you feel about some of the footage being the same from round to round in one workout versus all of it being 100% unique? I just want to know if that's distracting for you. Like on occasion, for instance, this one, there's like a fly lands on my arm partway through and I kind of flick it away. And it's like, the first time you notice that, it's kind of a unique thing. And then if you see me do it again on the second round, is that distracting to be like, oh, that's the same footage from the last round? Like, is that distracting, or do you get it and it doesn't matter and it's more the setting that matters? I'm just curious, and feel free to be perfectly honest, because I am figuring out what the options are. See, there's the fly moment. So yeah, let me know if you watch this, what you think about that. that's it for this workout today, ladies. Thank you so much for doing this with me. We wanted to say goodbye, my son, myself, my videographer. It was a great day. It was a neat exploration type day, figuring things out, sharing this beautiful scenery with you, being a little silly. It was just fun. So thanks so much for being with me, and I hope to see you in a future workout. Paige is over here setting up the camera. Hello. So we're just gonna try this. This is actually a really cool spot about 4 weeks ago when there was more water, but it's gone down a lot already. But you know, that's okay. We're just gonna kind of test out, trying to make it look cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty exhausted just from shooting one workout. In my head, I was thinking like, oh, I can batch shoot like 4 workouts in a row once a week. I don't know if that's gonna be possible. We'll have to see. So you have to play with different creative ways of making it not take super long. We'll have to see. There we go. Hiking out. Do you guys hear the, I don't know if they're cicadas or cicadas. Can you hear them?
This pack would make me look like an idiot.
What we're doing is a bit unconventional. So, but someday people will realize just how cool it is.
I don't think so.
What do you think, Paige? You're like, I'm just glad I don't have a pole sticking out of my backpack. She's like, I look normal. I just look like a backpacker.
Yep, me too. I'm ready for some pasta salad, which is what we brought.